No one goes to Hank's for his spreadsheets. They go for a darn good pizza. Lately, though, the shop's been quiet, so Hank decides to bring back the $1 slice. He asks Copilot in Microsoft Excel to look at his sales and costs and help him see if he can afford it. Copilot shows Hank where the money's going and which little extras make the dollar slice work. Now Hank has a line out the door. Hank makes the pizza, Copilot handles the spreadsheets. Learn more at m365copilot.com/work.
Are your ad campaigns lighting up the dashboard, but not the pipeline? That's bull spend, and marketers are calling it out in Dashboard Confessions.
My boss asked for results, so I opened my dashboard for the only positive-sounding metric I had: impressions.
Cut the bull spend. See revenue, not just reach. LinkedIn delivers the highest return on ad spend of major ad networks. Advertise on LinkedIn. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a $250 credit. Go to linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
This spring, Uber Eats has you covered. Whether you're celebrating mom, dad, or your favorite grad, not all of us are great planners, and with the Uber Eats gift hub, you don't have to be. Send flowers, perfume, champagne, or just their favorite meal straight to their door. Gifts arrive in as little as 25 minutes, and you can add a personalized video message for that additional so-not-last-minute touch. So this spring, get a leg up on gift giving with Uber Eats. Last-minute gifts that land every time. Must be 21 or older to purchase alcohol. Product availability varies per region. See app for details.
This week on the Sosbans and Sidesteps podcast, we review a game that happened, the Drovers becoming SRC champions, and previewing the final league game of the season. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Sosbans and Sidesteps podcast. Joining me, Big M, as always, the one and only Jon Newydd and Mr. HG Rugby himself, Huw Griffin. Good evening, my friends. How are we?
Yeah. Is it always me who has to answer first? Well, I want to know how Jon's doing. Before I disclose how I'm doing, I want to know how Jon's doing.
I mean, have you disclosed? You've just said meh,
exactly.
Which I suppose gets it. So
that's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, I'll disclose it. Huw feels meh. And now, Huw, how am I feeling?
Sorry, for all your listeners, I'm thinking.
Shiny.
Thinking sounds.
Shiny.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
He's feeling shiny.
I am feeling very shiny.
I don't think he is shiny. I think he's
I'm very
matte.
shiny. I'm very shiny today.
He's just got a very good camera that doesn't have the glare. That's all. Yeah. It's anti-glare camera.
No, genuinely, I am very shiny. I'm not lying.
I want a Jon there with Pokemon card now.
I'm the rare version of me.
Oh, I've got my shiny Bristle Thunder sticker and my shiny Scarlet sticker.
I was so stressed after Saturday that on Sunday, my wife and I went for a spa day for the whole day because I was so angry and frustrated. I just had to do something else for the whole time. So genuinely, I've had facial care. So, sorry for hitting the microphone. So I am shiny, yeah.
Okay, so I do have one question. An all-day spa. What time did that spa finish? Because something good did happen on Sunday.
That spa finished at 10 o'clock in the evening.
That is a full day.
It is a full day. We had breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What did you actually do in the actual spa bit?
Massage.
Saunas, massages, steam room, whirlpool, swimming pool. There was like a garden out there that you could have a sit in and think about all of the penalties that went against you that shouldn't have been called. They do these things. They do like these sauna ceremonies where they waft the air around and it feels really, really hot, like your skin is burning, or like you've been raked in a ruck by a player wearing black or something like that. Like it really comes at you. And generally relaxing things.
When I went to Castle Newydd season before this, last season, otherwise known, we stayed at the Cliff and Cardigan, and that was part of the reason of getting the missus to go, is because it was this spa thing. We could spend the day in the spa on the following day. And I wasn't that fussed about it at all. And she was like, oh, you got to try it. You can't say you don't like it until you've tried it. Have you ever done a spa before? So, no, okay, fine. So I tried it. It's not for me.
What?
No. What? I get bored. I get very bored. I'm not that bothered about swimming. I'm not that bothered about So I'm not bothered at all about saunas or cold showers or whatever it is. I'd rather be sat on the sofa.
Like, don't get me wrong. I think 6 hours might be my limit, but you gotta love a spa day, man. Nice afternoon tea. Get a swim in, sauna, steam room, nice massage, all relaxed. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and like I think I had so much stuff that had cheese on top of it, like from the restaurant and everything the whole time. Like despite being in saunas for, I don't know, a cumulative 3 or 4 hours over the day, like I definitely left considerably heavier than I arrived.
Yeah, like I done one at well, it won't happen again. But I done one at Stradey Park Hotel going back. I can't remember if it was pre-COVID or post-COVID, but that was good. Really enjoyed that. There's quite a few around. You need to open up your mind to the possibilities. Come on, you were supposedly the cultured one on here, traveling to France every other week for a game.
I'm the cultured one. I've been to France.
I mean, that is the bar. That is the bar.
I mean, so, I've driven through France. Does that count? Well, I've been driven through France. Then, shall I say?
Well,
if you've been driven like a chauffeur, then yes.
I've driven in France.
I don't know. It's on a coach.
I've driven in France, and I might be driving through France soon because we're looking at holiday options at the moment. But the challenge is to find somewhere that you don't have to use a plane to get to because they might run out of fuel. So we're looking at going on the tunnel or through the tunnel to get to where we're going to be. And we're looking at Bruges at the moment, if you're interested.
Ooh, in Bruges. Good film.
For some reason, I always say the wrong one with that. Whenever I'm thinking of In Bruges, I accidentally say Moulin Rouge.
Oh, that's a cracker, though.
A completely
Nicole
different.
Kidman, Ewan McGregor, that's a fucking banger.
Very different, but for some reason, I get these two incredibly different films confused.
Hey, both awesome. I think can't go wrong with Ewan singing. Hell of a voice, that boy.
I've only seen In Bruges once, and it had quite an impact on me.
It couldn't have had that much of an impact. You've only watched it once.
Well, negative impact, surely, if he's only seen it the one time.
I didn't dislike it. It was just a bit much for me.
Jesus Christ.
It was a bit...
Oh, wow. Like, you're not that far from the bottom, but you have knocked yourself down through by here, but no spa day. Come on.
Jokes out of the room for a moment. If you're going to Bruges, the tunnel, look at the ferry to Dunkirk instead. DFDS. Use it all the time. Considerably cheaper, quite often, if you have a look.
Okay, we'll have a look. Because the missus used to be a travel agent, and she assured me that she was coming up with the best possible solutions. But I'll challenge her on that.
Do your research first. Like, you don't want to challenge her without any backup. That could end badly. So this is kind of meant to be a rugby podcast. I mean, we are all wearing some form of jersey. We've got Lions. I don't want to say it. Don't want to bring too much trauma. Okay, so there was a game on Saturday that involved the red that Jon is so kindly wearing, and you managed to watch 5 minutes of it. So, congratulations. How did those 5 minutes feel?
It went great. We got 2 yellow cards during it, and then I was just following the score because Wales were playing at the same time, and for mental health reasons, I thought watching the Scarlets lose is bad for my mental health, and watching the Ospreys is actually banned by the Geneva Convention for being against human rights. So I thought I'm not going to do that either. So, yeah, I told everybody on the pod last week that I wasn't particularly enthused about watching it, and I took the weekend or week before, and I took the weekend off social media, which is why the Scarlets socials have been quite quiet over the last few weeks, because I just did not want to embrace the toxicity this weekend.
So basically, after doing this for how long have you been doing the rugby thing? But 3-4 years? You finally burnt out, is what you're telling us. 6 podcasts a day, every day for 4 years, and you finally burnt out.
A game at the brewery field was one game too many.
The electric brewery field. We never got to find out if it had electricity because the game was played in daylight. So the mystery goes on.
Well, there was footage of them inside what I refer to as the changing cupboard, and that had a light on, or it had no ceiling. Both are perfectly possible. So, yeah. To be honest, I hated this game. I hated every second of watching this
you
game.
were like, oh, you didn't watch it. Your dereliction of duty, etc., etc. You did watch it, and you're all miserable as sin. Thanks for it. So I feel like I've made the good decision here.
Oh no, you definitely you made the right decision for your mental health. Yeah. But like I have lists and lists of just angry notes that ultimately end with no TV and no beer make Homer something something. And so like I'm just it drove me to the very limit.
Red rum all across the pages.
That's the thing.
I mean, I can accept the result. I can take a loss. Yeah, it hurts. But it's the manner, and we were shocking. I'm noticing that the amount of ball and like penalties. I really don't want to. Okay, it's going to have to be brought up, but how can you have the son of a former player be a ref? Like, it's like a 99.999. Actually, no, it's 100% chance he was brought up as an Ospreys fan. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
All I shall say is this, because even though I didn't watch the game, I did have a look at the stats because there's something fundamentally wrong with me. And the only stats that caught my attention when I was surveying all of them was the penalty count was 4 penalties against the Ospreys and 19 against the Scarlets. Now, I'm not saying anything about motivations or what have you. That is an unusual statistic. Whichever way that you choose to view it, 4 to 19 on the penalty count is an unusual statistic.
So, on terms of rarity, what is that like? Maybe 1 in 1,000 games, maybe? Even more rare? I don't know. You're the guy that looks at all this stuff.
You're talking count them on one hand for the number of times a season you see a game like that. And what I can also tell you is that 8 of the 19 penalties were given against front rowers.
Yeah. So being as over on that, I can honestly say this was one of the worst scrummaging performances I've ever seen Kemsley Mathias put in. And I've said it online, I've said it to people, I've got no problem admitting that, there was no point in being there because literally you could see it after the first scrum, first hit, you see, okay, the reset, you think, okay, going. And he does exactly the same thing again. And if you watch it, you just watch his setup, and you can see as they go in for the hit, his legs are fully extended before the hit even comes in. So even if he can somehow get a dominant hit, he's going to have to be chasing his feet, and he doesn't do that. And if he doesn't get a dominant hit, you chase your feet, you're going backwards. It's as simple as that. So, no problem. Both are destroyed Mathias because the Mathias setup was crap. Essentially, that's my view on that side. But if you go to the other side, and I actually messaged this to someone who was in ground, who said, yeah, I can see it. Stefan Thomas was driving up against Henry Thomas, which, as far as I'm concerned, if you're not driving straight, that's cheating. You call it what you want, call it cranking, call it hinging, however you want to do it. The whole point of a scrum battle is to be going head on head, not literally, but you drive straight through each other. You don't go up, you don't go down. It's a challenge. It's a full 8-man. It's basically a tug of war, but you're going against each other. So any sort of driving down, driving up, that's cheating, as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, other people can have different opinions and whatnot, but I don't like that. But that isn't something that was ever picked up And then, it just kept getting worse. Josh Morse came on, and, people laughed at what Nigel said after the game that we found parity. In terms of the front row, once Ben Warren and Gareth Phillips came on, our front row was stronger. Like, obviously, fair play to Josh. He done awesome to deal with. But I know, the penalty still went against him. But I honestly think Ben Connor decided where the penalties were going on the scrum after 10 minutes. Because honestly, not once did he even, think to go, I'll penalise the Ospreys because, oh, look, they're doing something wrong.
The penalty, the scrums were an absolute mess in the Ospreys Cardiff game as well from a couple of weeks ago. It was just, it wasn't
like it was so bad. Like literally one scrum, Ospreys literally like this is in middle, maybe final quarter. Ospreys just go straight down, not even attempting to take a hit or anything. Oh, we reset. Like we've been pinged for that in the first half. Both sides. Well, I'd say both sides standing up. Depends on who you look at it. But the scrum, both front rows seem to stand up. He goes, "Oh, okay, let's play on." No. Let's go. Ospreys penalty. Yeah. I'll change my mind. And it's like, at one point, Ben Warren literally, like I messaged in the group, he looked like a 2000s Motorola. His body was literally there's his hips, and he was like that. He was literally touching his own damn toes, and somehow Josh Morse was the one that was hinging. I'm annoyed at it. I'm more annoyed at the fact that Ben Warren's in the Wales squad. That does my nut in. If you're basing it off that performance because he sort of earned penalties against Josh Morse, you're doing it for a referee that will never ever ref an international Wales match. So it's a bad decision for there. But my head's just boiled. Like I know there's a Jack Price influence, because honestly I thought we'd done better when Tane moved into it, which surprised me. But I'm annoyed by the entire thing. So there's nothing really positive I can say. No, I've had my little rant. So yeah, go on.
I was pleasantly surprised by Josh Morse coming on and changing the picture for at least I think just one or two scrums. I think he had an impact before Warren came on.
Yeah,
like it was nice to see him come back and put in a good performance for us. Like you said, it was a bit of a surprise when that Tane was a stabilizing force in the scrum, which isn't something that I've necessarily associated before. But I don't think I have anything I can add to the scrums as a set piece based on that. Other than all of my, I was watching through today and I went through as many of the pens as I could stomach, and some of them looked like even calls, both going down. Sometimes both are going, or Warren going down first. He's the ref was constantly pinging Matthias for his elbow not being in the right position, and then in front of the ref, Warren's elbow is pointed down for like the rest of the game, and nothing gets mentioned about it at all. Or he's collapsing first and hitting the deck first, and it's a tough one. I have my own thoughts on some of the refereeing calls, which kind of make me a bit annoyed because it's not normally the sort of thing I like to go in on. But like coming towards the end of the game, there were 3 calls that went against us that like I had a real issue with, which was Dane gets I think it's actually Eddie James gets a sort of half break. He gets the offload to McLeod. McLeod's run into the sticks, passes to Dane. Dane gets tackled 2 meters out, and then Boshoff comes in off his feet onto the ball and off from an offside position as well. And it's just given. It's given a penalty is given for Dane holding on. That really did my head in.
So very kind of similar. I don't know if you can remember, but it may have even been the first penalty we conceded. Sam Parry basically was close to the line. One of his feet was literally past whoever had the ball. He was literally one of his feet were in front of his head. So there's no way you've come in legally through the gate there. Mm-hmm. If 1 foot is literally over the man, or at least to the side of the man like that's not legal. Like, don't get me wrong, they were, of those 4 penalties that the Osprey conceded, One of them, I do remember thinking at the time was really harsh. I think it was Eddie James, because he went for the ball, didn't get it, hands on the floor, and then he went for a second crack. And, we were awarded the penalty. That was bonkers decision, because, Connor was right there looking at it. But, it's just...
Well, speaking of being right there looking at a ruck, a ruck infringement, what about for the opening try for the Ospreys when it's like, oh, that's not a neck roll. No, that's not a neck roll. Yes, the slow motion footage does clearly show him come in and set at 90 degrees to Josh McLeod and get a hold on his neck and pull him off to the side. But like,
it was ridiculous. It's like, so because the player, as in Josh McLeod, didn't want to be neck roll, because let's be honest, a neck roll can kill a career. It can properly destroy you. So because he fights against it and he manages not to be pulled all the way and just gets dragged straight backwards instead of the side, it's okay. So I can do an illegal action so long as it's not fully done and the guy fights against it, is basically what we're being told by that. But
yeah, I mean, for like the motion of it is because he fights against on one foot and releases on the other, so he doesn't just get his knee turned inside out by it. It looks like he just goes, or he does just go backwards, so he's not rolled. And at that point, you're refereeing outcome, on that. And if for that to be shown, for the TMO to come in and say, hey, you need to look at this, and the referee to look at that and say, no, that's inconclusive, is, I think...
bollocks.
Well, bollocks is a strong word, but negligent, I would say, is like a more appropriate and worse one in my mind. Later on, right as the Ospreys are attacking, it's like the 75th minute or something. I don't think they've scored yet. And a penalty is given. I can't remember exactly what for. It's something in the ruck. And then as they're shaping to kick the touch for the line out, Josh goes over, and you can hear it on the ref mic. And again, like URC TV, I love you so much that you have an option that I can just switch you to listen to the ref mic, and I don't have to listen to comms, because comms are doing my absolute editing in this game. But you can hear Josh go over and say, hey, 16 and 17 black came in and they took my hooker out, Elias, like direct shoulders to the head, both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And Ben goes, oh yeah, we'll if it comes up, it'll come up. I went back and looked at it. They fly in there like off feet. They're not even targeting the ruck. They just go straight in on Elias. Like, it's nasty. It's nasty stuff. And like, how that couldn't get called up in that moment is beyond me. Like, four penalties in the whole game when you can see so much happening is.
But if like overall we were poor and we've got 19 penalties against us 2-4, and it's still a one-score game.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, is because I stopped watching when we were down to 13 men and 12 points down. Then the next time I checked the score, we're 3 points up. So, and just reminding Jon Newith that he did promise me he would reenact the game using finger puppets.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I want to keep both fingers, so I don't want to have one just like break all the bones in the other one.
So how did we get back winning?
Honestly,
when they had a 2-man advantage,
we didn't knock the ball on.
that's a big part of it.
Basically it. Because I think for that sort of 10-minute period, because I don't think Josh actually came on till the yellow had fully elapsed, that there was just no penalties. Like, there's no knock-on, sorry. Like, there was no handling errors, so there was no ever time to go to the scrum and then something happen or be penalised for something that someone else did wrong or for whatever made up bollocks you want to think of.
I mean,
yeah, that was literally it. We played like we actually wanted to win the game, and yeah, that was more or less it. Like, I don't think we were particularly great in that patch either when we scored those few tries, but we were alright, and it was more than enough to get a decent lead as well.
Well, I mean, we had some moments of momentum in the first half. But yeah, like Matt says, handling errors mostly. I mean, I feel like they really tried not to give Douglas his try in the first half, but found a way to get an angle to say, yeah, he did get it down. But the momentum change really feels like it comes in the second half. And on comms, I think Shanklin was saying like, "Oh, where's this come from?" It's like, no. I'll tell you exactly where this has come from. We were able to kick a penalty to touch, which gave us a platform. So, of the 4 penalties that the Ospreys gave away, one of them resulted in a try for us. So that turns into a kick to the corner, line out, and then Plumtree scores off of that. And that kicks a little bit of momentum into the team then. Like it shows like, hey, we got one chance down there, we can do something with it. And from then on, I felt like that was when Max Page started to have his moments of going nuts, basically. And he was so good. And again, listening to the ref mic, you can hear the TV director. TV director was like, "Oh, if Scarlets win this, then it's going to be Max. Max is going to be player of the match." They said way early into the second half to prepare the camera angles and things like that. And he was fantastic.
Max is a brilliant open field player. Like, I know that a certain Lee G, who was, the originator of these podcasts with myself, he has always said that, Max Page's best position is fullback. And the way he was collecting the ball deep and he was just finding space. Like, I'll come on to it in the community bit, but it's exactly what Jack Davis done for Llandudno against Ebbw Vale. He was just finding space and just creating things. And obviously there was 2 moments. Obviously, the pass which went behind Blair, so he had to check. Like, yeah, that's obviously decision making, but you can understand it in the context of the match. And then Owen Watkin, I mean, he can't attack for shit. Everyone knows he can't attack for shit, but defensively, that saved the game. That was the one moment that stopped us winning that game. Max goes in, then the Ospreys are not coming back. It's like, even if we get onto the final try for Jack Morgan, I don't see a ground in there. I don't understand how Ben Connor can run around the back after them being there for about 4 or 5 seconds and then go, "Oh, I see it on the ground here." Doesn't work that way, Ben. Doesn't work that way. But if someone can actually get me an angle show, I'll happily concede that. But yeah, Max is awesome, and I think he created about 4 different opportunities.
I actually thought that Tommy Rodge held up Dan Edwards' second try, by the way.
Ooh, I don't think I looked at that one properly, but yeah, maybe. Is that all their tries? Did they only score 3?
They scored 3. They got the 2 Edwards tries and Morgan at the end. Yeah.
So the first one should have been obviously a penalty because of the neck roll attempt on Josh McLeod. The last one, there's no clear ground in, and we're saying the second one potentially held up by Tommy Rodge, which, thinking back to it, I'm kind of imagining it now. I think you may be right. Obviously, I have to look back at it again and happy to be proved wrong. Or maybe that was the first try. No, he was through on his own on the first try. Yeah, it must have been the second one. I think you might be right. I think there may be 3 dubious tries. And we'll have to go back and have a look at exactly what penalties were given for those 2 penalty kicks they made. Did all their points come from the ref? Oh, that'd be, if I had the patience to watch our game again, that'd be a hell of a stat.
I can tell you right now, one of the penalty kicks came from a scrum infringement. No, they both the pens came from scrums. Both the pens came from scrum infringements. The last one was a line out, followed by a scrum, which they won a penalty in, and then they used that to eat the clock.
I can't remember when they scored these penalties. Was one really early on?
One was at 25, and the other was finished the game.
Okay, 25 may have been legal then, but I'm guaranteeing the last one is definitely a dodgy call because I can't remember our scrum.
On the subject of goal kicking, what was your stat about Hawkins?
Ooh, this was his first kick of the game. Made him go, I think, 20 for 30 for the season. So how many more did he have?
He had
I'm too
2
far down.
more
Another
conversion
3.
attempts, 1 missed, 1 made, and 1 penalty.
So I think that's 22 kicks made of a possible 33. So he's at 66% for the season. Oh,
Yeah, for a 12, it's not awful, but for yeah.
One sec, I've almost got it by year. So he's made 18 conversions out of a possible 31.
4 pens. 2.
And he's made, no, sorry, I think my stats might be slightly wrong by year. So he's made 3 from 4 by there. So that means 5, 6 from 7. So my apologies. So that means he's 24 from 38. All in, I hadn't included the last game. So yeah, that's not great. That's really, really not great for a goal kicker at all. Like, obviously, the penalty kicks, happy as Larry, 6 from 7. If you're going to take a penalty, unless you are a dedicated, long penalty kick taker, then I'm expecting your stats to be 85 plus. End of, because you don't take a penalty from somewhere you don't think you can kick it. Obviously, tries, conversions are slightly different, but I would expect at least over 70 to mid 70s as a bare minimum, which, quite frankly, he's not hitting at all. So I have asked the question, because I can't remember if I mentioned on the pod, but his run up was changed by, suggested it was changed by Neil Jenkins and Scott Sneddon because he was taking too many steps, risk of charge down, etc. But I have asked if anyone else is a decent kicker, because I'm thinking Eddie James played 10, Blim Murray played 10. Surely these boys can kick a ball. Surely we have other options, in our squad to,
I'm trying to think when I've watched us warm up, who have I seen taking kicks?
I'm sure I've seen Tommy Rogers take a kick before, but I think that might have just been a piss take.
I think I've seen Gabe McDonald practicing them.
Yeah, Gabe Mac has. Because I know he's kicked a few for Quins. He's not a regular kicker, but he does step in emergencies.
What about Max?
I've never seen Max take one.
He better off asking Lee that. He watched him all through age grade with his boy.
I've seen Tian Sparrow take one.
We need players that actually are in our 23 mind. That's probably the toughest question.
Genuinely, I'm thinking when I've watched this warm up, I think I've only seen Costy, Hawkins, and McDonald taking them.
I mean, I've seen other players, but they're not here anymore. So no point in talking about them.
That was the one thing about Ewan Lloyd. I do genuinely think that Joe Hawkins is a better fly half than Ewan Lloyd, but Ewan Lloyd is a very, very, very good goal kicker.
Mm-hmm. On just one other note, just on kicks, I went through and I had a look at all of the 22 entries for this game, for both us and the Ospreys. And one of our 22 entries came from a penalty kick. So as in we started a line out in their 22, which we got from a penalty. Let me double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the Ospreys entries into our 22 came from having a kick from penalty. The majority of us came from running play. Like it's really hard to express just how many how these decisions, it feels like, really affected our ability to have any impact on the game. And despite that, we still were able to score 3 tries.
Yeah, we had no platform at all in this game.
I think the Ospreys line-out was a better platform for us than it was for them.
It was, especially first half. I'm pretty sure we didn't Tane steal the very first line-out, and then I'm pretty sure Max Douglas got a couple in there as well.
We're good. I've been stood in a crowd at Scarlets games, and the opposition's had a throw in, and we've jumped up and caught it and played, and there's people turn to each other and gone, Was that our throw? Because that's just how good we are at stealing throws. But like I said, when I saw that we'd gone down to 13 and then 20 minutes later we were leading by 3, I was like, whoa, okay, that's weird. Especially when I saw the penalty count afterwards. that shouldn't happen from their point of view. But then I'm not surprised that it finished the way it did when we saw the 23, we saw the selection, and we saw basically the bench was clearly only going to come on if it absolutely had to. I'm not surprised that because the Ospreys thing is that they win it at the death. It's what they like to do. It gets them off. And why we just didn't. The subs are just there not to be used. And I thought when Nige came in, this was going to be fixed, and it just hasn't been. And why didn't they bring Archie on? What's going on?
Like, I honestly thought at 50 or 52 minutes, whatever it was, that Archie was going to come on at that point. And, you know, the way that the game had been played so far, I'll be honest, the way the games have gone, the way that they've all been played, the way that our season's been over for quite a while, I don't understand why Kaz isn't playing. You know, it's just, it goes back to not last season, but I think the season before and possibly the year before that as well, when we were still in Europe but we were out of the league. We're not playing, given the fringe boys, you know, the ones who are going to be, you know, in that actual senior squad the following season, you know, the minutes to actually, you know, prep them. Like, obviously coming into this now, obviously Josh Morse has overtaken, you know, and he is in our top 2 if you're not including Hepburn because he's leaving. You might not, he may actually be above Hepburn because he weren't listed as injured either. But, you know, Sock was going to be our third loose head coming into this season, or maybe last season. Yeah, it must have been last season. And the year before, season was done by like February, I think, in the league. You know, we had nothing to play for, but he barely got any minutes. It was the same with Archie when he knew he was going to be second choice. You know, we're not giving these boys minutes. Like, we know, like, whether he's second choice or third choice, Kaz is going to be a main part of our senior squad next season. There's nothing riding on these games. It's just feel-good factor if we get a good performance and a win. Play these boys, at least make the games worthwhile. You know, I'm happy to see any of them have a shit fucking day, just so that fucking day doesn't come next season and cost us a game when, you know, we could actually push for top 8 or whatever we're going to be doing. It just, like, Harry Thomas has been on the bench so many times and not used, or used for only a handful of minutes. Yes, I maybe can understand because he was on the bench for Llanddyfri the following day as well. But if that's the case, what's the point? You may as well have
get someone else to play for Llanddyfri.
Yeah, or have someone else wear the 16 jersey if he was literally only going to be there for a handful of minutes. It's just not worth it. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm really upset that things aren't happening. Like, obviously, the whole Callum Woolley thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for boys to be given chances, but, you know, there was a fair few in front of him. But even then, if, you know, he was given more half a game, and that's it, done, bye bye. So, you know, what was the point in that? You know, there's just decisions that happened under Dwayne Peel that we got pissed off of for so long, and they seem to be similar-esque ones now happening under Nigel. And I don't know if it's
originally. It wasn't originally though, and now it's just crept. It's back. It's crept back in because the first thing Nigel said when he arrived was, "Joe Hawkins is a centre, and if Sam Costello's not fit, then I'm playing Carwyn Leggett-Jones," and that's out the window now. That's stopped.
Like, I can understand a couple of games where Kaz had exams. Obviously, he's still a schoolboy. He's year 13. He's finishing up his A2s, his A-levels. So I can understand him needing, you know, the Friday night games, or maybe something like that where he's actually had exams or something in the day. I can understand that entirely. But weekend matches, there's no reason he can't.
If he's not making practice because of study time as well, like, that is also fair enough. But then, isn't Ellis Price back from injury now? Shouldn't he be on the bench? Can someone else be on the bench at 10?
Yeah, Ellis had one game and injured himself. So
again, okay. Do we have anyone else then, Matt?
Steph Jack Jones, who I I really wouldn't put him in a Scarlets jersey right now. If it was an Anglo-Welsh, if it was a friendly, something like that, 100%. Yeah, but I don't think he's ready for the physical side of pro rugby. Like, he's only a small boy. Like, he's like 5'7", like 70 kilos. So, he's...
If he's 5'7", he's probably not 70 kilos. Probably starts with a 6.
Okay, I do actually have his stats here, so I will actually pull him up.
Do you have his waistline as well? Because that'll let us know if he's over 70 or
his
not.
neck? Because I was trying on suits on Saturday, so I can.
Who is 100% right? He's 65 kilos. Whereas you go to Kaz, who's literally 3 centimeters taller, but he's 20 kilos heavier, and it looks as though he's put on a fair bit of bulk since the start of the season.
Kaz is never 85 kilos.
Yeah.
I don't buy into that. I can believe it's written in your spreadsheet.
I'm 85 kilos. I don't think Kaz is 85 kilos.
Well, hang a bang now, because I'm...
Is he Fijian?
I'm the exact same height as Kaz. I'm 5'8". I'm 1.73 meters. I'm 130 kilos, and that's mostly fat. So, 85 kilos for someone looking normal size, that's easily done for my height, honestly. You know what, you're talking, I'm almost 50 kilos heavier than that.
I doubt he's 85 kilos. 80 at a push, maybe. 85 feels... That's Donald Trump level BMI index stuff. That's yeah. Anyway, just if I can play a bit of devil's advocate about putting Hawkins at 10, because while I agree with you, I think it would be better if Kaz was playing there. Does this confirm that maybe we aren't seeing a 10 signing news coming out for next season? Is Hawkins going to be our second choice 10 for next season? If we're putting this, yeah, okay, both of you put your hands on your faces, but like, why else are we playing him?
Bernard Foley is looking for a contract. Is my answer to that.
I thought your answer was the Moana Pacifica guy.
Yeah, I'd more than happily take him. Actually, it got linked. When all that stuff came out, Neil Fissler wrote in his transfer review, Patrick Pellegrini is attracting suitors from across the world, including the Scarlets. And I was like, is that just from me? Is that just me who said
Possibly.
it?
You are the rumor mill.
Yeah.
Because I was actually you mentioned it to us in our WhatsApp group, and I think either the day after or 2 days after, someone dropped it in another WhatsApp group. And I was thinking, hang on, let's go check all of Huw's different accounts now on socials. Has he just randomly put this up to try and make it happen? But no, it's someone who's got a reputation for getting things at least 50% right has said it.
So wait a second, could we start putting it out that Jalibert might sign for us?
Ah, that would be good.
And if we do it enough, if we manifest it, bring it into existence, it could happen.
Oh my god!
Make him play in Carmarthen, and he won't notice the difference. It looks exactly like UBB Stadium. The Velodrome does. Just as cold.
I thought you said it was Carmarthen Park was the same as the UBB Stadium.
Yeah, it is.
You just said in Carmarthen.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, God. The park would be a luxury. The park would be a luxury to someone like Jalibert.
I see things that aren't concrete.
But, I mean, like, genuinely, I don't know why else we're putting this much of effort into playing Hawkins at 10 unless the project has been resurrected.
Like it's not as if Wales are selecting him as a... Actually, I don't know, because the squad that's come out today has baffled me on a few counts. I think it's like 4 or 5 12s.
He's listed as a centre, though. He is listed as a centre in it.
Oh, okay, that's positive.
Because like Grady is listed as a centre as well. Thomas is listed as a centre.
The fact that in November Tandy didn't pick Costi, and his reasoning that he gave was he hasn't been playing, and then Costi hasn't played since he got injured for Wales in the Six Nations, and he's in the squad, I think tells a very loud story, to be honest. But anyway, that's a chat for another day.
Can we have it now? I'm really curious.
Let's go for it. Let's go Wales talk now.
Wow.
I don't really like Dan Edwards generally as a 10, as the mold that you think of as a 10. But I'm starting to get convinced that he's not playing 10. I think this is almost like he's like what's halfway between he can't be 11, he can't be halfway between 10 and 12. But you know what I mean? Like he almost plays an attack the way that but he plays the way an attack that like Max Page does for us often when he's on. Like he's not controlling the game visibly in any way whatsoever.
What are you talking about, John?
Very good.
He calls the plays. Has this not been explained to you?
I'm trying to make a point.
Okay. I mean, like we've done the Dan Edwards conversation. We know he wears first receiver, but he's not first receiver. He is, like I mean, you look at all of his majority of his tries, they come from offloads off mini breaks, snipes, etc.
He runs 9 support lines. There are 9 support lines that he runs, which is interesting, but like, yeah.
It's gonna sound mad, but he plays a bit like Sasha Feinberg and Gomazulu. Sasha doesn't play 10 either. Sasha wears 10 on his back. He's passed 10 times in the last 2 games combined.
But you need 14 other players that can do the rest of the work, though.
Yeah, so he's got Damien Willemser in the team, and Damien Willemser does everything for him.
And
for now,
Edwards has, for now, Walsh.
Or for Wales, he's got either Ben Thomas or Joe Hawkins.
True.
Yeah, but with Wales, if it's all about, let's be honest, because it's a Sherratt thing. So if they're just looking for Sheedy but better, is what they want from the Wales fly half, Dan Edwards is not that player. And you just talk. We've had this chat before, and it's not just a stylistic. Sorry, it's not a quality thing. It's not about who you think is good, the best overall. If you're talking about skill sets, Dan Edwards is not a system player.
No, I mean, if we have a quick look, so I saw we've had 9 boys in selected,
7 backs, 2 forwards.
So no loose heads, Elias, no tight heads, no locks. Tane Plumtree is our only back row man.
No Josh McLeod, which is a joke.
With Harrison Keddy involved, and Kane James, I think that is just baffling. But here we go, saves him for next season.
Kane James isn't a surprise. Like they've definitely he publicly declared, what didn't he, like a couple of weeks ago? There'd been behind the scenes conversations for that, so we knew that was coming. Keddy is a little bit more of a surprise.
Why though? Since when was open side an area of limited depth for Wales? Since when was a problem position? Like, this is coming from a Scarlets fan where we keep signing fullbacks for no fucking reason. Like,
I mean, to be honest, I wasn't so when I saw Keddy in the team, I was like, okay, I like Harrison Keddy. I think he's a good player.
Harrison Keddy too.
This is an interesting thing to add. Kane James, I understand him being there because you want to cap him, blah blah. You want to bring him back to Wales, blah 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 blah. And then I saw Tommy Reffel, and I was like, at what point do you just say, you know what? No, I'm not coming to your Wales camp. I'm not, like, because he is. I don't particularly think he fits the style of play that we want to put in.
No.
And I do think he's a really, really good player. I don't know why we kept picking him. Unless he's just really good at wearing a bib in training. Like
that's not the main one though. The one that I was like, huh? Ellis Bevan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Second, third best scrum half.
Third choice at Cardiff. Yeah. He started 2 games all season.
Yeah, he's not the only third choice Cardiff player in the lineup, right? I need to get the squad in front of me.
Cardiff got 13 players in. I counted before. It might be 14. I might have miscounted.
So here we go. We got Barrett, who, he probably needs to be looked at. No problem with that. Evan Lloyd and Liam Belcher. I mean, I take Elliot D and Brody Cochran over both of them. Like, that's okay. Sam Wainwright, I mean, when you take in that many tight heads, I can understand him. And like I said last season, when it was announced, he's 100% back in the Welsh squad because he's with Cardiff. I've seen that. Who else they got here? Teddy Williams hasn't played a single game. Rumors are he might be fit for next week. So, I can maybe understand that, given how light we are at lock. Alex Mann, I fucking hate Alex Mann. He's just a fucking prick. Like, and that's how he plays. And don't get me wrong, if he gets under the right person, great. But it's easy enough to go the other way. Jim Botham, yeah, he's alright. Who else we got? Not Thomas. Ellis, Bevan is. Why not Archie? Why not Jay Hope? Even if
I don't know
injured.
why Ruben Morgan Williams keeps getting picked to go into Wales squads and then not appearing at all.
I can't remember. Did I tell on the pod the story of when I was at Wales versus South Africa in November and I watched Kieran Hardy and Ruben Morgan Williams play box kicking to each other in the warm up?
I think you told us.
Yeah, you did. But tell us again because it was good.
The worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Like they did about 5 or 6 to each other box kicks in the warm up. I swear 2 of them went in the stands. And they were not aiming for the avoidance of doubt. They weren't aiming for the stands. They were aiming for each other. And then after a bit, Kieran Hardy just got bored and wandered off and left Ruben Morgan Williams box kicking to nobody. There wasn't even a coach or anything with him. He was just doing it on his own. And
was he one ball? Was he running up and down?
Well, at one point he clearly got bored of it himself, but had nothing else to go and do. Remember, this is a game that we lost 73-0. And he just started aiming for the media team on halfway, and he hit them twice.
At least he hit his target. He hit his target. That's an improvement.
But did he aim for 10 meters to the left of the media team? Is it this? Does he really aim to hit someone? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, 8 centers is a wee bit much.
I'm surprised it's taken this long for Bryn Bradley to be picked. I thought he would have been picked sooner.
He's had a bit more exposure in the Prem now, hasn't he? He's actually played a few games for Harlequins.
Yeah, I haven't watched since January, so it really, I haven't watched any English Premiership games since January.
Didn't he play against us in that friendly?
Yeah, he did
during the autumn. Yeah,
he did.
Fletcher's debut.
Yeah, historic day. But he's been playing 12, and he's not. He's like a proper 12. He's not a 10-12. He's a 12-12. So when's he? Are they going to really pick him? I'm not. I've got nothing against him. I think he's
James
a great player.
No, they're going to pick a ball playing 12. They're going to pick a large ball playing 12 because that's what they want to do. I have no idea. I feel like they're really persevering with Ben Thomas in the squads, and he's not going to see any game time. He might see the Barbarians game, I guess, but I don't see why he's in there now unless he's seen as 10 cover as well. But in the center, you've got Bradley, Grady, Hawkins, Hennessy, James, Huw. I'm just going to do it this way. Bradley, Grady, Hawkins, Hennessy, James, Llewellyn, Roberts, and then Ben Thomas. You're dropping quite a big size when you're bringing him on at 12 instead. I don't see him getting any game time.
It's just a crazy squad. I can understand an extended squad, but 48 players. I mean, if this is what you're going to do, then name a squad for the 3 actual tests and then name a sort of an extended training squad and put those boys separate for the Barbars game. Really isolate it and make it clear cut, because we have no way which you're going to go by. You 8 centers, only they'll only go into 2, 3 if one of them wears the 23 shirt. I mean, you're talking at only 25% of a player pot that's actually going to be playing. I mean, it's just holding tackle bags. I mean, what are you going to do with a 48-man international squad? The whole point is to have that intensity through the roof, so you keep it really close-knit. You only have the best players in it. It just feels like a glorified regional squad, if I'm being personally honest. A better one, but still.
I'm just trying to think. I think the last time we ever had a training squad this size, it was before the 2015 World Cup, when they played the Possibles game. Remember that?
I don't think it was before a World Cup. I think it was before just a tour. I think it was a tour to South Africa.
Oh, really?
Memory serves. And we didn't because there was no teams in the playoffs, so they arranged a special game played in the Swansea.com.
I'm pretty sure Jordan Williams played in that game.
He did, because he was the only Possibles player who got picked to go on the tour. Because the Probables was just Wales, and the Possibles was some blokes, and the Probables were like absolutely smashing them.
So fast forward 10 years, and he's heading off to Division 2 with Huw's New Dock Stars as a 10. Which, full circle moment.
What's Matthew Morgan doing these days?
He's coaching Bridgend.
Well, there you have
I
it.
don't know if he might be playing somewhere. You never know. If Henson's
feels...
still playing, then,
This has the makings of a segue.
What, are you going to ask us to guess the Possibles team?
No, I'm going to say that this sounds like community chat.
Oh.
It does sound like
because I actually quite wanted to guess the Possibles team.
All right, do you know what? Mark, can you sing a made-up theme tune for the Probables Possibles game, and I'll look it up.
I remember Mike Phillips played for the Probables and ended up playing 8 at the end of the game.
Who will start? Who's on the bench? Who's carrying the
I
tackle
didn't know how to do
bags?
lyrics.
Probables, Possibles, Probables, Possibles.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I've got a degree in music. I'm putting it to use. So...
What year is this? I need to know exactly.
Well, I graduated 2016. Thanks for asking.
Sorry, listeners, I've been dragging on a bit here.
This is 2014. This is
2014.
2014.
Ooh, I want to say either Tom Pridey or Christian Phillips is involved.
You're gonna have to give me a second to get down this. So Possibles. I think Command F might be my friend with this one. There's so many players listed here. Oh, here we go. First of all, no, I'm not going to ask you who coached each. The Possibles was coached by McBride, and Howley coached the Probables. Pridey, no.
We're talking starting 15 here, not the whole squad.
Yeah.
I've got the 23s, I've got the 15s for the Probables, the 23s for the I've got it all here. So Probables, we probably don't want to bother going through now. It's exactly who you think.
Yeah, but possible. So we know Jordan Williams at 15.
Aled Davis.
So shout.
No.
Rodri Williams?
No.
Ooh.
Jonathan Evans.
Just to give you a tip here,
No.
Mike Phillips was the starting 9 for the Probables.
Reece Webb.
No.
No, he would be in the Probables if he was there.
He was... No, Rodri Williams was on the bench for the Probables.
Yay! So possible.
Lloyd
Gareth Davis.
Gareth Davis was the Possibles scrum half. Yeah.
No Richie Reese.
Lloyd Williams.
No. Richie Reese. No, Lloyd Williams was on the bench for the Possibles. So you've got Lloyd Williams at 21.
Yeah, that's a good couple of scrum halves.
Yeah.
And
Rodri Williams was on the bench for the Probables.
Who would have been 10 for the Possibles?
Jared Evans? No, too early in it.
This might be easier if I give you like a little bit of a hint, because there's a lot of people here that you could go for.
Was Dan Baker playing?
No. Yes.
Yes.
Dan Baker was at 7.
At 7? That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was going to say Nick Cudd, but that's obviously out the window now.
Which side was Ross Moriarty?
No, sorry. He was at 8. This is the formatting is 6-8-7. I had to go through looking at this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he played at 8.
Okay, so is Nick Cudd in there somewhere? I don't think he was.
No.
Damn it.
No.
This could be a long segment.
This could be a very long segment. Let me give you hints. So let's go. Okay, let me do it this way with you. Front row. All right, front row of the Possibles.
Rodri Jones.
Rodri Jones was in.
Which
Rob
side?
Evans?
He was in the Possibles. We're only doing Possibles.
No, which side of the scrum?
Oh, tight.
Rob Evans.
That was a mess of Gatlin's worst idea he ever had.
So, Rob Evans and Rodri Jones. Who have we got at hooker? They were the captain.
Elias?
From Cardiff.
Really. Smiler.
Smiler, was it?
I don't know what nickname that is.
Matthew Reese.
Yes, it was Matthew Reese.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not bad. Doing well, Huey boy. Are we going straight onto the bench? front row or
You can go
No.
bench front row. You can go bench front row.
bench front row?
So your hooker comes from Cardiff, and your props come from the Dragons and Cardiff.
This isn't going to end well.
So you asked me to name a Cardiff hooker from 12 years ago who is less good than Matthew Rees.
All of them.
Good hair is your hint.
Oh, so it's not Richard Hibbard.
He was Ospreys.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Like
For
the other
me,
side.
I would say Hibbs has good hair. That's the thing. So, because I'm not thinking of the quality of the haircut. I'm thinking of the thickness of the hair. Obviously, look at me.
Oh, I thought I had it. Oh, which side is Josh Navidi on?
God, I hate this format going through this. Navidi is on the bench for the probables.
Ooh, does that mean Ellis Jenkins is a...
So Aaron Shingler would have been playing for the probables.
Yes, he was at 7.
Because he started against South Africa in that tour.
So I'm going to give you your bench for the possibles.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you've got Christian Dacey, Owen Evans, and Scott Andrews.
Christian Dacey.
Yeah.
God, they were the
Owen
days.
Evans. Who was the third one? I missed that.
Scott Andrews.
Scott, Jesus.
Yeah. These were very possibles. Should we go second row?
Right, locks. Slightly shit locks from 12 years ago.
Oh, I wouldn't say slightly shit now.
Corey Hill.
No, better than Corey Hill.
Okay, that doesn't narrow it down much. Beard?
Not Beard.
Jake Ball.
Jake Ball is in there.
As a possible.
As a possible, yeah. And then we've got an Ospreys lock that didn't really do much.
Lloyd Ashley?
Rory Thornton.
Ian Evans.
Oh, he was good a few years before that.
Yeah, he played for the Lions in 2013.
So a year before that.
Yeah.
And now we've got
Who
on
was
the
our
bench.
Yeah, just give it to us.
We've got only Macaulay Cook.
Macaulay Cook, Cardiff.
Never
boy.
would have got that in a million years.
No.
Okay, so we've already got Dan Baker.
Yep.
And we need
Cubby Boy wasn't there?
Cubby is on the bench for the possibles.
Oh, I'm getting sick of this now. It's already taken some 4 minutes out of this.
This feels like it's gone on longer than 4 minutes. I'm gonna say right now. I think has everyone retired? I think in the possibles back row. I think so.
Not McCusker. Surely not.
No, McCusker's not there. I think everyone's retired. I'm gonna have to do a quick Google.
No, stay on it.
So you
Griffiths.
got Dan Baker already. So you're looking for your 6 and 7. The 7 is
a
retired.
6 or is it a 7?
He's
Richie
6.
Poe?
Sorry, no.
Richie Poe? No.
Nope.
Did you check
actually,
Griffiths?
your 6 is an 8. Sorry, that's when you said is this a 7? It's like no, it's not a 7. I should have also added it. It's an 8. Yeah, from
Another
Gwent.
8.
It's not Moriarty.
No, you have an 8 from Dragons.
No, I'll give up. Tell me.
Andrew Coombs.
He's a
He's
lock.
second row.
Yeah, second row and an 8.
He's a lock first.
Yeah.
He's lock, flanker, 8. He's done it all.
Lock
He
6
doesn't-
would have been a better.
All right, just tell us the open side.
Ellis Jenkins.
I said Ellis Jenkins earlier.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear you. This brings the
I said that
probables
with
versus
the
possible
VD.
segment
No,
to a close.
just finish the squad. Just run it around.
Ashley Beck.
On the bench, then, yeah, you've got Cubby, Lloyd Williams at 9, Matthew Morgan at 10, and Jonathan Spratt.
Matthew Morgan at 10.
Jonathan
No wonder they've
Spratt.
lost.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then you've got all the backs, really. You've got Gareth Davis, but you've got everything from 10 to 15. At 15, you have a cult hero who just retired.
Well,
But he's not a cult hero for us.
who's just retired?
Retired last season. is now coaching
patch.
in the SRC.
We've already said Matthew Morgan.
It's not Matthew Morgan.
It's not Scott Baldwin, I know that much.
No, it's quite far east.
East, so who's coaching?
Last name is an animal.
Tiger.
His name is not Dan Tiger.
Dan Animal.
Dan Wet
Dan
Animal.
Evans.
Dan Wet Animal.
Dan Fish.
Dan Fish played at 15. We sent one of the wingers and a 12.
Scott Williams.
Not Scott Williams. His brother was playing for the Probables.
Hughes.
No. First 4 letters of the word are a body part.
That's no good, mate. That's not going to help.
It's under the knee.
Head.
Shingler, Stephen
Shingler.
Wow.
Not me.
Simon Metcalf. Who was opposite them? So what was the centre partnership and who were they playing against?
They were playing against... Oh, come on. It's 2014. You know who the centres were.
Robertson, Fox.
Yeah.
Against Shingler and who was it?
Cardiff boy. 2 first names.
Owen something?
No. This can't continue any longer. It was Corey Allen. Allen.
They were the days.
Wings, 1 from us, 1 from Cardiff.
It's not Harry Robson.
It is Harry Robson from Cardiff.
Robinson.
Mm-hmm. And again, someone with kind of 2 first names from us. Sounds like a religious boy who likes his medical technology.
Christian Phillips.
Yes.
I said Christian Phillips right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, did you say him already? Look, lads, I'm just looking at a wall of
Phillips.
names and I'm trying my best. I don't know what you want me to do. 10?
I want to smack our bald head.
10?
So
You already told us 10. It was Matthew Morgan.
Oh, he's on the bench.
No, Morgan on the bench.
You told us it.
No,
Yeah, he's on the bench.
Morgan covering 10 on the bench.
Yeah, covering 10 on the bench.
Oh.
Not Priestland.
Sam Davis?
No. Ospreys player who had left Ospreys at this point.
My memory is shocking.
Very long head. Spiky hair.
Gavin Henson.
Longer head, spikier hair.
James Hook.
There we go.
Okay, are we done now? Christ.
I was done 10 minutes ago.
Well, I think we started it 10 minutes ago, to be fair. I think that's all it's taken. Someone please correct if that is wrong. But now it's time for the best part of the pod, which is, as always, the community update. And it's going to be a fair bit short because...
I want it on the record briefly. I was against that segment. I wanted to go to the community.
Hang on, you were the one that set it up.
Huw asked me to.
Okay.
If I asked you to jump off a bridge, would you do it?
Well, if you wore a cap like that and you said it with authority, then I don't really know. I'm definitely one for following orders.
Okay, so am I sharing my screen? My screen? Should I do it?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Click and share. Can we see audio listeners?
Yes.
I guess I can't. No. Okay, so before I dive in, we've had news from Carmarthen Quins this week that head coach Lyndon Lewis and scrum coach Pete the Meat Edwards are leaving officially at the end of this season. So bye-bye to them. And I can tell you that the replacement coach is coming in very, very promising. So keep your ears and eyes tuned for when that gets announced. It's pretty good stock, if I don't say so myself. So on to the actual games. There was only the one game in the SLC. It was the grand final between Ebbw Vale and Llandovery. So quite a good few Scarlets in here. We had Gabe Hawley, Dan Gemin, and Jack Davis starting. Then the aforementioned Harry Thomas, Sam O'Connor, first SRC appearance for Llandovery, has played for Llandovery before, but not for a couple of seasons. And then Kai Jones and Tian Sparrow. And obviously, Jon was in his spa day, so he didn't watch this live. I'm assuming Huw didn't watch this either because, that's Huw. He doesn't really believe in the SRC. Just leave a pause there for a minute. But yeah, also it was 10-all at half time. Honestly, the moment of the first half had to be Jon Huw's not scoring for Drovers. He's in the try zone. He can put the ball down at any point. He keeps trying to get closer and closer to the posts, and he's pushed to a foot on the dead ball line before he can ground it. So, at that moment, you're thinking, ooh, this could prove costly, but the game ends up being 10-all at half time, and second half, I think Jack Davis really, really stood out in this game, especially in the second half. He beat more defenders than your hand can count. Basically, he was brilliant in the attacking sense. So Drovers scored their second try. I want to say it was 15-10 at that point, and right from the kickoff, he takes it and he just runs through the Ebu defense and he creates a try from that kickoff, which didn't quite kill the game because of the time in it. But it was 22-10, and boom, that really knocked the wind out of Ebu Vale. And quite honestly, they had a few more. Ebu had a few chances to claw it back. They got held up over the line at one point, but they didn't really throw many punches in that second half. We'll get more into this game in the SRC podcast coming your way later this week. But Lee Rees getting the final try for Llandovery to end his 402 game Drovers career with his third league title in 4 years, and I believe there's at least 2 cups in that 4-year period too. So, great moment for that man. This game was always going to be the end of one of two stories. It was either going to be Lee Rees's final game, and it ended well for him. The other side, it goes on. So into the Premiership.
Sorry, just quickly on this. So was it a bit unexpected for the Drovers to win this?
Unexpected, no. But if it was the opposite result, it wouldn't have been like hugely surprising. It's like this really was a 50-50 game. It could have gone like Ebu Vale, they peaked earlier in the season, and this is something I'm going to be repeating because I have to just say this to Rob's face on the pod because I've been begging to say it all season because they were awesome up until January, like smashing people for fun. I think they only lost one game, and that was to Newport.
There was the Newport game with what's his name, the scrum half that I've now forgotten, Shea Hope. That they lost and then they went downhill from there, wasn't it?
Ooh, trying to think of what that must have been the second game, the second league fix, because the first one it was the 6th game in because Newport won a 5-game losing streak at that point, and they kicked off their winning run by beating Ebu Vale, which no mean feat, by the way. But yeah, no, like Ebu they've had a lot of injuries. Their captain and hooker Joe Franchi, he may have to retire because of an injury sustained in a game earlier in the season. Their second choice, Ian Morris, inconveniently on holiday this week and last.
That is inconvenient.
Their third choice.
You make it sound like he woke up and he was in the Heathrow departure lounge and had no control over the process.
Maybe, but who knows? But third choice, and I can't confirm this either way, and I don't really know if I should be saying this, but it's not the SRC pod, so yeah, fuck it, why not? Apparently there was a bit of sour grapes over the Dragons academy hooker being named on the bench when he was available, I think like 4 weeks ago, something like that, and he hasn't featured in any game since. So they had to bring in Bridgen's hooker, Corey Lewis, to start this game and the semi-final. And fair play, he got a try in both games. So, Ebu Vale hookers, they do score. I mean, Ian Morris got 21 for the season, which has 7 more than anyone else in the league alone, that is, I should say. But yeah, no, Ebbw were slightly depleted, shall we say, but, Drovers have, they weren't 100% either.
And are they league champions or what? Because the BBC Sport page called this the SRC Trophy Final.
Yeah, that's what the league is called. It's the SRC Trophy. So the playoffs, which include the leagues. So you get a piece of string for finishing first as league leaders.
Yeah, the little napkin.
That was very cute. I liked that a lot.
I'll be honest, if you give that to each of the individual players, fair enough. But to the club, that was a fucking disgrace.
It looked like the bandana that you put on your dog. It was like a teeny, like if there's a clubhouse dog, maybe he can wear it. But
yeah, like honestly, that was shocking. So then you've got the Challenger Shield, which Newport hold. So Llandovery started off with it last season. Ebbw Vale won it from them. You've got to beat that team at their home ground to win it.
Yeah, it's like the Rayburn Shield.
Yeah, and then Newport beat Ebbw Vale this season to win it off them, and it's not defended during playoff games. But so Newport would have ended up with it. Complicated, but for some reason it's not defended during playoff games. So they have that. Newport won the cup, but the less said about Newport in the cup, the better. And then Drovers won the playoffs, league champions, essentially. So yeah, happy days. Okay, into the Premiership. Let's run this down quick. So I want to say this was a midweek game. I might be wrong. Llangennech got thumped 89-5 by Beather, and Llechli Wanderers lost 17-24 against West Walians Narberth. Nice little anecdote for this. The Premiership has finished. Well, it's not quite. There's a few games to go, but the top 4 are settled as is. So Merthyr have won, but in second place is Beather, who finished 2 points above Pontypridd. Now, I don't know how good either of your guys' geography are on these two, but they're literally a couple miles apart. For Beather to ever finish above Pontypridd is absolutely huge. And it's unbelievable that's even been possible. So that's something really, really good to.
Judging by what they've done to Llangennech, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So they've won 21 of their 24 games. That's how good they've Ponty have got the same record, but 2 less bonus points. So that's how good they've been this season.
Who won the league? Sorry,
Merthyr. They are 22-1 with 1 game to play. Or they 22? Or they 21-2? Sorry. So they're currently
tight at the top.
Yeah, it's 103 top 2. Then it's 101. Then it's a bit of a drop off to Neath, I think, on 77. And then Bargoed behind them 65. And then Llangennech are sort of best of the rest. But there's still games to be played around there, so they might not finish in that 6th spot. But yes.
Are the ones down?
Nope. Not at all, thank God. So, couple of fixtures left. I think these are the final games. So Narberth are playing Brecon away on Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure I've done that wrong. I'm pretty sure Wanderers are playing Brecon away on the weekend too. So Championship West, so Newcastle Emlyn lost 26-21 away to Tartar, and last round of fixtures now. So Crimmick at home to Gowerton, Newcastle Emlyn at home to Kenvigill. So quick little look at the other leagues and the winners relegated. So Bury Porter going up in 1 West, and relegated are Larne and John with Kidwelly. Sorry, mate. 2 West, champions Command Athletic, promoted Aberaeron, relegated are Whitland and Betos, who withdrew from the league. 3 West, we got Huw's New Dock Stars, champions, and promoted alongside is Halford West.
Is that back-to-back promotions?
Yes. I want to say I'll go over and have a look now in my little area. Relegated are Narberth Athletic, who came up last season. 4 West A champions are Pontyberem, and 4 West B champions are Llangadog. In the women's, so the Premiership, so I want to say this was a midweek game again. So Bury Port lost 26-62 against Seven Sisters.
Drop it score line.
Yay. In the Championship, I want to say this game is happening on Saturday, which took me by surprise when I saw the date. So Lampeter away to Anderson Bull. West Wales League champions are Pembroke. Then we've got some youth fixtures, some finals to go through. So in the WRU Plate, Furness beat St. Clair's 17-13. The WRU Shield, Lampeter lost 10-0 against Bridgend Sports. Into the Carmarthenshire Cup, Newcastle Emily won 37-29 against St. Clair's. The plate was, I want to say, 2 weeks ago. Obviously, we missed a week, blah, blah, blah. The Commandership plate, Furnace have won 47-22 against Tumble, and Pontevedra won the Bowl 25-15 against a combined Carmarthen Athletic Kidwelly side. So to just double look at back-to-back promotions for New Dock. Quick scroll down. Yeah, they won 4 Westby, yeah. 4 Westby last season, and now they've won 3 West with the Division 3 Cup as well. So happy days.
All in a day's work, boys.
All in a day's work. And that brings the community game to a rather abrupt end. And that means we are like an hour and 20 or something into this. So if you made it this far, like, share, subscribe, give us a comment. Tell us we're fucking bullshit, does whatever you want.
Let us know how much you enjoyed the probables versus possibles game.
Yeah.
We'll do it every week with the same team.
Oh, that would be a good segment. That would be
Just recurring segment of listing the same 46 players.
So yeah, we'll actually do the probables next week because we done the possibles this week.
We did. I think we did the probables as well. To be honest,
we did most of them. We didn't guess all of them. You know, let's blah blah. I've already forgotten that Dan Fish was at 15 to someone. But there we are. So yeah, season's over. Time to pack up and go home, boys. All good?
It's not factually true, though, is it, Matt?
As far as I'm concerned, yeah.
I like this last game.
Factually, there is one game left to go. Somehow, we went above the Dragons at the weekend.
With a bonus point. Yay!
Did we? When it's exactly 7, I can never remember whether that counts or not.
Yeah.
Same.
It's a score.
Yeah. Okay.
You're within a score to draw. Get you 7.
No, I forget it as well every time.
So this is the shit off between the Welsh teams. It's a game to decide who's the more shit, and the winner loses.
Basically.
I like this game. I always feel like this turns into a decent game most of the time. It didn't at Christmas, the one that I actually went to watch. But like I like the end of year Dragons game normally. I mean, in the Principality, it's been decent, but
no, the Principality is normally the one game a year. Along Ospreys at home and Scarlets at the Principality, like the 2 games of the season the Dragons show up for, and a Challenge Cup quarterfinal. Like there's the 3 games in a year. Our 3 main weapons are the Ospreys away at home, Scarlets on the Principality, and a Challenge Cup quarterfinal. And Zebra away. 4 main weapons.
Well, a quarter of their weapons have been removed, and they now have to come down to the park. And they're pretty motivated because this is going to be Wainwright's last game in Dragons colours.
I say the Dragons are normally the worst Welsh region, so why break the habit of a lifetime?
Well, why break a habit of 22 years? Because you can't discount that first season.
Okay.
We got to remember that they did not finish bottom once.
No, I think there was a season where the Ospreys finished bottom as well.
I do have that around here somewhere, but I'm not looking at.
But yeah, I would really like it for us to not finish the worst Welsh region. And if, by the way, if we don't win, we've got to win this game to equal our worst ever season.
This already feels like a pretty bad season. Potentially, I feel like this feels like the worst. Yeah. This feels like the worst.
You think it's the worst? Because I think that 23-24 felt worse.
No, because I think our squad is better this year than it was 2 years ago. So this feels worse because even if the coaching's not there, the players should be able to get a few more wins out of it.
It feels like we are a moderately experienced backup 10 away from top 8 because that's where we were last season.
I think Fletch in that first block might have changed a result or 2. But I mean, we're coaches away from being where we actually belong because I think we've got the players. There's a handful of players that we need. And a 10 is definitely one of them. Another lock, preferably under 31, would be nice. One that can actually play. But, I think coaching is the huge problem because, we haven't had a poor squad these last 5 years. It's been depleted. Not going to argue that. But it hasn't been as bad as to have the 4 shit seasons that we've had under Peel and the 1 okay season. Like, the squad is much too good for that. Like, our backline should be able to do things.
Well, we've got 7 backs in the Wales squad. Like, that tells a story.
And one of them is Costello, who I'm just trying to do some quick maths looking at my Excels now. I think he's only played in 5 URC games for us this season. Munster, Lions, Sharks, Glasgow, and Ulster.
I've got him.
Northampton, Bordeaux.
I've got him as 4+1 in the league, but that's not fully.
So he didn't play a derby.
No, because he pulled up in the Cardiff derby in the warm-up, and then he missed everything else in there.
That tells a story.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to win, boys. If we don't win,
we lose.
It's going to be a very, very difficult conversation.
When you see how Dragons, they are performing well, but when you see them performing against other Welsh regions, and we have literally had to be absolute dog shit for them to beat us. Like, Cardiff was a complete and utter brain fart. We weren't particularly great in that game. We were quite poor overall, and we were still within a score and still should have won that game. Ospreys, we were absolutely shocking. We're playing against 16 with 13 men at one point, and we still only lost within a score. So,
This is why I say, people shoot me down for this all the time. It's true. There should always be a Welsh team in the top 8 of the URC because you get to play all the other Welsh teams twice. So all you have to be is the best Welsh team and it's 6 wins. You're halfway there. Then all you have to beat is like Zebra Benetton, Sharks at home, Connacht and Edinburgh. You're in the top 8.
Yeah, but has any Welsh team gone unbeaten in the Shield?
Well, no, but I think, you 4 wins should be a minimum.
6. Yeah, 4. Yeah. You only need 10 wins to get top 8.
You don't even need 10 wins.
You do. This season,
you need loads of bonus points.
Well, yeah, bonus points as well.
It's the start of the season and the way it's gone. Like, honestly, I thought that the top 8 was going to be quite a low score line, how the opening few rounds went, and now it's just really high.
So, there's a top 9 this year, and then the rest are just filler.
So Cardiff were 4-1-1 last year. Ospreys were 5-1 the year before.
I think it's only those 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the full league seasons, the 2 years prior. So don't really count. So yeah, so what is it?
The next most competitive one is probably the South African Shield, right?
Lions won that.
10, 9, 10.
The Irish Shield is just the Leinster Cup.
So yeah, last season Edinburgh finished 7th with 8 wins.
But they had a stupid number of bonus points.
Not the most though. They had the same as 3 other teams in the top 8 with 15. So that's not.
I think this season is a bit different because there are a few more of us shit lads at the bottom of the table propping it up, and that pushes the required points higher, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like literally, I think 10th down, everyone has been absolutely shit.
Here's a stat for you: Toulouse in the top 14 have a 71% win rate so far this season. They're top of the top 14 by miles. There are 4 clubs in the English Premiership with a higher win percentage than that. You need a 72% win rate to get 4th in the Prem at the moment.
So does that just mean the lower teams are that much shitter?
Yep.
Yeah, it's more disparity.
Because you got Newcastle, Harlequin, Sale, and Gloucester are just dreadful, utterly dreadful.
The Gloss sprays.
Yeah, so they're just stat padding basically. Anyway, so Yes, so I feel like I've proved that there should be a Welsh team in the playoffs every single season, and we need to stop with the it's a miracle every time that it happens. And yeah, I'd really like not to be the bottom Welsh region, please.
I just don't want to be bottom. That's all it. Yeah, that's all it is. And at this point, I'm kind of in get this weekend over and done with, and go into the summer and come back next year, and hopefully have more than one preseason game. Would be ideal.
We can't finish 16th, can we?
No.
So we can't finish bottom, but 15th would be disastrous.
That should not be our consolidation. Our consolation, rather.
No, I know, but it is what it is. So, are we turning up for this final game? Are we going to actually go, you know what, we can't play a bit of rugby, and we're going to just score like 6-7 tries for fun? Or is it going to be a typical, we play... Actually, no, Dragons are playing better, so they can't drag us down to the Dragons level. They play our game, which we excel at. I think that's probably a saving grace as well. Because when Dragons
play the Dragons at the park.
Because when Dragons beat us, is when we get dragged into their shit style of play. And I'm not saying this is anti-Dragon, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that they're playing good rugby will mean that they'll play good rugby in this game, which will open things up and allow us to actually play the similar way. And we should come out on top of that pretty easily, no disrespect intended.
Yeah, I see lots of Dragons half breaks being scragged down and then kicks in behind.
Well,
that's what I see.
We've got 7 backs in the Wales squad. They've got none. So that should theoretically be a point of strength for us. Goodness only knows.
Well, when Blair Murray does a 80-meter 50-22, I'm happy for him to do that every single game, multiple times.
This is I think of this sometimes as the Angus O'Brien Bowl, and like he's just been looked over for the Wales squad. He will be playing against Murray probably at 15.
We haven't mentioned the fact that we've supposedly signed another diminutive Kiwi fullback called Murray with a Welsh mum.
Oh yeah, what's
it is? It is from Canterbury. Like, it's a very, very small Venn diagram with 2 men in it.
Seemingly with no connection, right? Seemingly no connection.
No connection to Blair, but apparently the family is from Morva, and he's Joe Roberts' cousin, apparently. I don't know how true that is, but that's some of the stuff that I've read. So, stick it out there for anyone that knows, if they want to confirm it.
Every time we sign a player, especially a back, I'm like, oh God, is he our new fly half?
We know he's played fullback, but he's just listed as outside back everywhere. He's not listed as anything.
All the clips I found of him, he's playing full 15.
Do we need another 15? Let's have a look.
No, we don't.
We've got Blair, who we're using as 15. Then we've also got
Ellis.
Tommy Lewis. We've got Ellis Meir. We've got Yori Badham, Yohan Jones.
Jack Davis.
Jack Davis. Can't believe I forgot Jack. So we got 6 15s.
If you listen to Lee G, we've got Max Page.
So, yeah, we need to get double figures.
Could we next season start a 15 of 15s?
Yeah. Well, it's like
that's the goal.
You could go like, it's all right. Just start one at centre. Oh shit. Yeah, that doesn't fix anything at all.
You know what? I think Tommy Lewis could do a job at centre. Big boy.
That has to be Ellis Me.
I think he's too slender.
If we're allowed to pick players that we've still technically got, then if you're having a back line of 15s, would you play Blair at scrum half or fly half?
Blair at 10.
Blair at 10. Tommy Rogers at 13.
Oh, Tommy Rogers, shit. No, I wouldn't play Tommy Rogers 13.
He played there for Wales when we won a game.
Tommy Rogers at 13 and Tommy Lewis at 12.
Okay, I can deal with that.
Why not Ellis Me at 12?
He's very gangly.
Body type doesn't seem to suit. He's not really thick set.
Would you put if we're counting Max, would we put Max at 9?
Max at 12.
Max at 9, yeah.
Max at 9.
Imagine
anyone ever seen him play 9?
No, but the chip he's got on him, like you got to start him at 9.
Probably a better
runs his
box
own
than
support
Kieran
lines.
Hardy.
So we've got so,
Next
okay,
time,
this is-
I tell you what. If next time you do a player interview, ask can we do a full back line of 15s, and if so, please select it for us.
Is this the teaser for next week's pre-community game segment? Full a 15 of backs.
For 15 of backs. So, but the thing is, we've got who's it? Yodi Badham, Yohan Jones, and Ellis Mead to finish to be the actual back three. But what order do
Jack
we?
Davis.
Jack
Well, no,
Davis.
if we were doing a full 15, then I think me has to be a lock. How tall is Willie?
Wooly's not a 15.
If it was just backs though, and we had to get a full 15 out of it, I
Just
reckon you.
outside backs. He's 6'4" as well. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
same height as Ellis.
Me and Willie in the lock.
What about Eddie James?
8?
No, he's got to be a lock.
No, 6.
It's got to be Ellis and Eddie in the locks, boys.
I mean, I would probably Callum and Eddie because I don't think Ellis has the weight to pack him behind. But I'd like to see Eddie on a flank, like properly knowing what he's doing, or even picking up off the base. That'd be lush. We should do that more
Joe at
often.
7.
Stick Fletcher 12 on a scrum and have Eddie pick up off a base. Fuck it, let's do it. Come on, bud.
The hair is similar enough. They probably won't notice until they start in motion.
Yeah.
So
anyway, I think we've reached the end of the pod where it's time to end the.
we didn't do the front row.
We reached the end of the pod about an hour ago. This has just been waffle. Okay, thank you all for listening. We'll do it all again next week and hopefully, have a win to end the season. Thank you, Global Gain Line and Jon Newith for joining me. We'll do it all again one last time and then we might have a review episode or two. Possibly. Depends how depressed we are.
Oh, yeah.
Bye. No one else saying bye? I was waiting to click the button. There we go.
Feel your best and amplify your everyday look with Thrive Cosmetics. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/shine26 for an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/shine26.